Hello, how are you all? Welcome to your channel, Mary Tajitos. I'm Mary, and it's a pleasure for me to share with you a new tutorial for today's class. We are going to be doing the detailed step-by-step of this beautiful and elegant bag. Look, it's a totally different design, with a beautiful finish, very eye-catching, very easy to make, and quite affordable. We will be making it with a super easy stitch, which is the single crochet. Look at all the details that the stitch finish gives. We will also be making these pleats, which are the unique touch of the bag, as you can see. We will also add this clasp, and we will make the base with single crochet from scratch, a firm and well-structured base. And I will be showing you my trick to achieve this result. I hope you stay with me until the end of the class, enjoy the process, and put it into practice. If so, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a sign of appreciation. This gesture may seem insignificant, but it motivates me to keep sharing a new tutorial with you every week. I invite you to share this content on all your social networks, so our community can keep growing and we can reach people who want to learn this art. And if you're visiting this channel for the first time and you like the content, subscribe so YouTube notifies you every time we upload a new tutorial video. Now, let's continue with the list of materials, followed by the step-by-step instructions. For this project, we will need the following materials, and you can get them at your online store. Your supplies: a 3 cm clasp measuring tape, 2 rings, and a 3 cm diameter carabiner, a 4.5 mm knitting needle, which will be our main needle, and a 3.5 mm knitting needle. We will use it to hide threads, stitch markers, scissors, and a little tag with the name of the channel. This one is optional. You can work with ribbed t-shirt yarn. Here, I have a 700-gram skein, and it has a strand that's 2 centimeters wide. We start with a slip knot. We hold the hook with the tip facing down, wrap the t-shirt yarn around. We have a little loop, yarn over, and pull through 39. Is it difficult for you? You can also do it this way. Take the t-shirt yarn, twist more yarn, and here insert the hook into the loop and adjust the size here. We are going to work on chains. We have a loop on the hook, yarn over and slide the loop on the hook, yarn over and slide. We are going to work until we complete 26 chains. The chain of yarn is already included, and it measures 17 centimeters on the side. We are going to work on what will be the yarn base of platoon. Work single crochets in the back, where the ridges are. Here we start under the second ridge, because the first one is the turning chain, and under the next ridge, under the next one, until we reach the last one. We make the first stitch here, going under the second ridge. We yarn over, bringing it up to the height of the little loop that's on the hook. We yarn over, and here we finish the stitch, go under the next ridge, yarn over, and make a single crochet under the next one. We continue working the stitches this way until we get here to the last ridge. We reach the last ridge, go underneath, and here we make the last stitch. We make a turning chain and complete the first row here with a total of 25 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. So, here we are going to hide the leftover yarn. We insert the needle into the center of the last stitch, and here on the side, look, here is the stitch. We go under this little grid, grab the yarn, and here we go up to the top part. And here we can hide the yarn under the next stitches. Or you can also pass it through the center of the chain, like this. Here on this side. Look, the needle went through the center of the stitch, from bottom to top, grabbed the yarn, and came down. Now we start the second round. We keep working single crochet, passing the needle under the whole chain, here. Go into the center of the 2 stitches. We pass the needle under the second one, yarn over, always lift it up to the level of the little loop that's on the hook, so your stitches stay even. We have 2. Yarn over and close the stitch. We go under the next one. To this side. We reach the last chain, go under it, yarn over, and make the last stitch here. We make a turning chain and finish the second row here with a total of 25 stitches turn the piece, and work the third row following the same process. We pass the hook under the second chain and make a single crochet here, then under the next one. We continue working single crochet under each chain until we reach the last one. I've reached the last chain. We go underneath and make the last stitch here, make a turning chain, and finish the third row here. See how simple the process is? We will continue working the rows with single crochet until we complete 9 rows. I have finished the 9 rows. This is how our base is looking. See how the stitches look nice and tight. So, if you want the base a little wider, continue working the rows until you reach the desired width. And as I said at the beginning, if you want it longer, make more chains at the start. I'll show you how to identify each row. We stand here. This is the first. And above it, you can see the small ridge. This would be the second row. And here where you see the strands is the third row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. Now we're going to work a round of single crochet around the base to give it the final finish. But before that, we're going to place this mesh over our base to give it a little more firmness and structure. This plastic mesh, if you're wondering, Mar, where can I get it? It's the kind of mesh that's usually sold at hardware stores for gardening. To place this type of mesh on the frames, this mesh is sold by the meter. For me, 1 meter cost 7,000 Colombian pesos. You know, they sell it for 1,000 Colombian pesos per length, and they sell it by the meter. More. Pachunpek is quite aster. I'm going to send you from Minich Aster Chai. I'm going to give you this way. I take the base with the right side down, place the mesh. Here you can put a marker so it doesn't roll. Place a marker at each end. To attach the mesh to the base, see how it fits perfectly? The size is right. You cut the mesh depending on the size of the base. So, here we drop the piece and position ourselves here at the last point. We'll start the round with a single crochet, with a loop on the hook and passing the needle through. Here, under the last chain, we'll make the first stitch. The second stitch will be worked here where the ridges are. And look, it goes inside the mesh here. The next one, here where these 2 strands are, look. Here where the ridges are, look, here where the 2 strands are. And the stitch goes here under the mesh. We make a chain stitch in the air, and here we place a marker to know that's where the round starts. We make the first stitch under the last chain, and see how it comes out here inside the mesh. We yarn over and make the stitch. We go under the little ridge. Under both strands. Under the little ridge. Under both strands. Here are the last two strands. We go underneath. And here inside the mesh. We make the last stitch here, on this side where we're working, counting the stitch we made where the marker is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches. Now we're going to work the stitches on this side, and we'll do it here where the chains are, and also here at each corner. We're going to be working increases to give the base a better finish. So in this first chain, we're going to work an increase of 3 stitches. We pass the needle under the entire chain and under the mesh here on this side. In the next chain, we'll make a single crochet in the next one, until we reach the last one, where we'll work the next increase. We remove the marker, pass the needle under that chain. We make a stitch here, make a chain in the air. This would be the second stitch. Pass the needle again, and make the second stitch here. See here, we have 3 stitches in the same stitch, 1, 2, and 3, and this will help us give the base its oval shape. We pass it here, under the next chain, make a single crochet, under the next one, next, on this side. We get here to the last stitch. We're going to work the increase just like we did here. We remove the marker. We pass the needle under the stitch. We make the first stitch of the increase here, make a turning chain, pass the needle again, and complete the 3 stitches of the increase. 1, 2, and 3. Here I worked on this side, not counting the increase stitches. Here in the center, there are 23 single crochets. So here on this side, we're going to do the same process that we did on the other side. We pass the needle under this first ridge, these 2 strands. Of this ridge, these 2 strands. Right here on this side. We pass it under here, make a stitch under the 2 strands. We make the last stitch here. And we finish here. After the increase, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 stitches, we are going to start working the stitches on this side, here where the marker is. We make the increase of 3 stitches. We remove it, pass the needle underneath, the entire chain, and bring it out here inside the mesh. Here we make the first stitch of the increase. Make a chain in the air, pass the needle again, decrease inside that space, and finish the 3 stitches here. Now, we're going to work 23 stitches on this side until we reach the stitch right before where we placed the marker. We've reached the last stitch here. Look where the marker is on this side. Here we make the first stitch of the increase. What are we going to do? We insert the needle into that space and make a stitch. For what? To complete the 3. When closing the round, here we insert the needle and make a stitch here. Here to close it, here. What I did was cut the yarn, we pull it out, we remove the marker, and we're going to pass the needle from back to front. In the first chain. This one here is the turning chain to start the round. So we're always going to place ourselves in the very first full chain. We pass the needle from back to front, grab the reserved loop, and pull it to the back. We pass the needle again through the center of the last chain, from back to front, also going under the ridge. The needle should come out in the center. We grab the yarn and take it to the back. We adjust this chain so that it's the same size as the others. There, and we're going to hide the leftover yarn under the stitches. We already have the base ready. Let's arrange the stitches a bit. Whenever you finish, organize them like this. Look at how this side looks here, where the mesh is. See how it turned out. See how the stitches are well organized, the mesh is well positioned, the stitches look firm. Look how they turned out. We finished the round of single crochet around the base with a total of 74 stitches. We work a triple increase in each corner. In the center, on each side, we make 23 stitches. And here, before the increases, we work 8. And 8 stitches. Please check. The base length is 22 centimeters wide and 8.5 centimeters. Now we are going to make the body of the bag, and we will continue working with single crochet. We pick up the base with the right side, make sure the right side is facing up. We are going to do it, turn it, and pass the needle under any of the chains. If you want to start on this side, or you want to do it on this side, I'm going to start here. I go over, pass the needle under the chain, all the way through. I take the yarn, leaving a little piece to hide under the stitches. I bring it forward, give it a little height, and make my first stitch here. So I'm going to hide this yarn underneath here. I pass the needle under the next chain. And I make the next stitch here and here. Okay, look, we're not making any kind of increase here. We're going to work 1 stitch under each chain, all along the edge of the base, until we get here to the last stitch again. We've reached the last stitch. We go under the chain and make a single crochet here. Make a turning chain and insert the hook under the entire chain. Look, this is the first one. From back to front, we place the reserved loop and take it to the back. And we finish the closure, and look how this first row turned out. Whenever you finish a row, make sure to arrange the stitches well so the piece starts taking its shape. If you're wondering, oh Marie, I don't want the mesh to show, then to avoid this, you can add a lining to the bag, or you can make the base like a sandwich, placing a first layer of stitches, then the base, and on top you place another layer of stitches. You close around, put a single crochet edge to finish it off, and start building up the bag. But honestly, the idea of the mesh is very economical and quite efficient. You can adapt the size of the mesh to the base you need, and it looks really good. It gives the bag a very nice structure. If you try it out, let me know in the comments. Here. Now we're going to start the second round. We go under the strand that we've brought to the back here, touch the reserved loop on the needle, and adjust it very well. Make sure the strand is the same size as the other stitches, not too tight. I yarn over, bring it forward, and here I make the first stitch. I go under the next chain, make the next stitch, here. The process is very simple. I keep working single crochet under each chain until I get to the last stitch here, and we make the last stitch here. Let's make the closing. We give height to this little ear. We are under the first complete chain. We place the reserved little ear on the needle and take it to the back. This way we will make the closing in every round. Now, to open, pass the needle under the strand you took to the back, place the reserved little ear on the needle, and adjust this strand until it matches the size of the others. Don't tighten too much so it doesn't end up too closed. And take a new strand and make the next stitch. Here, we've already opened round number 3. We pass under the chain. We raise it to the level of the little loop that's on the hook. Yarn over and close, always keeping it at the height of the little loop that's on the hook, so that all the stitches turn out equally even. This way, we will continue working all the rows until we reach the desired height. I will continue working the stitches, and then I'll show you what height and how many rows I will finish with. I finished the height. I worked a total of 19 rows of single crochet without any increases. Look how the stitches turned out. They're all nice and tight, well structured, and the same size. Here's the base. Look how it looks. With a firm base inside, the bag turned out quite spacious. Here we are at the last round of the base, and we count where we started the first round without increases here. $12, $345, $678, $101, $112, $131, $415, $16, $171, $819 rounds. If you want to make the piece a little taller, keep working the rounds until you reach the desired height. It's 16 centimeters wide and 32 centimeters tall. We are at the last stitch, and we are going to close this round. We give height to the little ear, and here we go under the first chain, place the reserved little ear on the needle, and take it to the back. Here we set it aside, and now we are going to place the markers to start shaping our bag. So, what are we going to do? We are going to take the piece. We are going to arrange it here. We are not going to fold the base because it has the structure inside, but here we arrange it very well. The base stays like this, nice and straight, and we are going to start arranging our base like this. Here we have a total of 74 stitches. So what are we going to do? We are going to divide here into 36 stitches, leaving 1 stitch at each end. And on this side, we will also leave 36 stitches. We locate the stitch that is at the corner, the one that is in the center. Look, it's this one. We place a marker here. And on this side, look, it's the one that's in the center. It's right at the corner. We place the next marker here. So after the marker, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Precision point at the point before the marker. So here, after the marker. On this entire edge on this side, we should have 36 stitches until we get here to the point before the marker. So now we're going to place other markers, and we'll do this by counting. After the stitch with the marker, we're going to count 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We place a marker here, then count 8 stitches again after the stitch with the marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We place a marker here. We are going to leave 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and place the marker on stitch number 5. Here, we need to leave 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here on this side, we should also have 8 stitches left. We count after the stitch where the marker is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the stitch where we place the marker, just like we did on the other side. So, we are going to repeat this process here. We already have the markers in place. Make sure they are lined up with each other. Look how it looks. We work 8 stitches after the first marker, 8 stitches after the next one, leave 4 stitches free, and repeat the process. On this side, the same on the back. Now, let's position ourselves here where we made the closure, and we're going to start the next round. We go under the strand that we brought to the back, and here we tighten a little bit. Remember that this strand should be the same size as the other stitches. Here we make the first stitch. And now we're going to work 10 single crochets until we reach the stitch before the marker. We remove the first marker, insert the needle under the entire chain, and make a single crochet here, then under the next one. Here we reach the stitch before the marker, and I've completed 10 stitches on this side. I want you to pay close attention here, because we're going to start shaping the bag now. So, from this marker to this marker, we have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will be dividing these into 3, 3, and 3 stitches. So we arrange the piece. Look, here we count 1, 2, and 3. And here we fold to this side, 1, 2, and 3, then we make the next fold. And here we have 1, 2, and 3 stitches left, and we arrange them very well. And look, here we have a fold left. What are we going to do? We're going to remove this marker, and we're going to pass the needle here through this first chain. Under the one that's in the back, and here in the last chain where the marker was. Here we yarn over, we take it, and we're going to make a single crochet. And now we pass the needle under the second chain. Here. Look here where the second one is, and here in front, see that the second chain is here, and in front is the other one. We go underneath, and the one that's in the back, we yarn over. And here we make a single crochet. We remove the last marker here, go under that stitch, and now we go through the last stitches that are here in the back. Look, here. We yarn over and make a single crochet there. And now we have the fold of the bag. Now, we're going to work 4 stitches here until we reach the stitch with the marker. We make one here, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to make the next fold. We also have 9 stitches on this side, and we're going to make the fold right here. This way, we cast on the first 3 here, fold, leave 1, 2, 3, and here we fold again, like this. We adjust the fold here. And this is how it turns out. So here, look, this is the point where the marker is. We go under that point. Here. Count on this side, 1, 2, 3. Here is my 3rd chain. It's this one, and here, 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd chain. Here, make the first stitch, remove the marker, go here and under the 3rd, and here on this side, 1, 2, and in the 3rd. Yarn over and make a stitch. Go here under the 2nd. Here under the 2nd one that's in front. Here you have the last point. Go right down here. And here where the marker is, you remove and you make the last stitch there. You arrange the fold here. And look how it turns out. How beautiful. Now, let's work on this side, single crochet, until we get here to the stitch before the 2nd marker. Look, this is the one on the corner. We can remove this one. We work single crochet all along the edge until we get here, pass the hook under here, don't pass it here. Look, that's where you made the last stitch. Pass it here. Work single crochet on this side. We'll make the stitch before the marker. And here, we're going to start the next fold. We count 1, 2, and 3. And here we fold 1, 2, and 3. Here we arrange it very well. We remove the marker from this side and we're going to pass the needle. Here we count 1, 2 underneath. The 3rd chain. Here in the one that's in front and in the last one where we remove the marker. We do a single crochet like this. We go under the 2nd chain. Here in the 2nd one, in the back, and here in the 2nd one that's back here. We remove the last marker from this side. We go underneath, here in the last one, and here, look, here where the 3rd one is. We do it here. Single crochet. We have 1, 2, 3. We're going to work 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and here we will make the last fold. We arrange 3 points here, 1, 2, and 3. Here, folding, we remove the marker here and pass under that first stitch. And 3rd, 1, 2, 3, and down here. On the 3rd one, we yarn over and make a single crochet. We go under the 2nd stitch, the 2nd one that's in front, and here, here in the last one. And here where the marker is. We work on this side, low point. We finish this round. Look at how the folds turned out and how pretty the bag looks. Now we're going to work one last round, and this one will be with slip stitch. We position ourselves here at the last stitch, lift up this little ear, and go under the first complete chain. Look, this little ear has 2 loops. We take it to the back, and here, in these 2 loops, we're going to insert the needle from back to front. We turn the needle like this and place the reserved little ear. Here we tighten a little bit, yarn over. We go through the center of the next chain, here. Here. We go through the center, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 2 loops on the hook. We are going to slip the first one into the one we already had, and we've made our first stitch. Slip stitch into the center of the next one. And slip stitch into the center of the next one. We're going to make the last stitch here. We cut the yarn, pull the loop out on this side. We're going to finish it off. Simulating a chain, we pass the needle under the whole chain. Look, this is the first one. We take the yarn, bring it back here. Now we pass the needle through the center of the last chain below. Here upwards, it should come out in the center. We take the yarn and bring it back. Look, a chain has formed here and the closure is very well hidden. You can barely notice it. Now, let's take the yarn and hide it under the stitches, just like we did before. Let me show you how the bag looks with the pleats. Look how pretty it is. It's a different kind of bag with a beautiful finish. I loved how it turned out. Look how nice it is here, and see how spacious it is. Now, let's attach the clasp. This is the clasp we're going to use. You can place it here at the top, down here, but I'm going to place it here in the center. And here, we need to make a little strap that will be attached here at the back. We're going to work on the clasp strap, and I want you to pay close attention to the process, because this is the same one we'll use to make the bag handle. So here we're going to leave a strand about 30 centimeters long along the seam, and this will only be for the clasp strap. Here we make a slip knot, and we're going to crochet 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The number of chains will vary depending on the size of the clasp you have available. Here we take the clasp. This clasp has a distance of 3 centimeters, so we need to make enough chains for it to fit here. See how it fits perfectly here. We turn the chains over and work on the back, where the bumps are. Here we pass the needle under the second bump, yarn over, and make a single crochet. Under the next one, look. Here in the last one, we pass the needle, yarn over, and make a single crochet. We finish the first round, and here we have 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We make a turning chain. And to work the second round, here we will start by making double single crochets. What does this mean? That we will be passing? The hook goes into the center of the second chain and into the strand that's underneath. Look, we also have chains on this side. We go through the center, then up and across the top strand. We go underneath. And there we'll make a stitch, here in the next one. 2. And here, look, we have the last chain, and on this side there's also the last chain. We pass the needle through the center of the second chain and the one that's underneath. Here we yarn over and make a stitch here. We go through the center of the next one and the strand of the stitch below. Here in the last one. And look here where the chain is on this side. We go underneath and make a stitch here. We finished the second round here, and we have 4 double single crochets. So we make a turning chain here, we place the chain on this side, and now let's see. It's this strand. Look, here. Now we pass the needle through the center of the second chain, picking up the top strand. And here, where these strands are, we take the first one that's on top. So we go through here in the center, and the one that's on the bottom, here in the center, and the one that's on the bottom. We pass the needle through like this until all 4 stitches are done. Through the strand that's on the bottom. We yarn over, pull through both, lift up, and here we make the stitch. We go through the center of the next chain, picking up the top strand and the strand that's on the bottom. Notice that there are ridges here too, but we're not going to pick up the ridges, just the strand. Here in the next one, and in the strand that's underneath. Here in the last one. This one hides a little bit, because here's this ridge, we move it back a little, and then we can identify the chain. We go through the center. And look, right there in front is the strand. We make a stitch there. We make a turning chain, finish the third round here, pull the piece like this, and continue the process. Insert the needle in the center of the second chain, picking up the top loop and the bump that's right in front. Make sure the needle stays straight, the one that's right in front. Yarn over, pull through both, and make a single crochet. Let's go to the next one, and the one that's in front. In the next one. Here in the last one. We give it a little bit to this little hill, and there's the spot. And look, the thread is right in front. Chain stitch for height. And now we're going to work on round number 5. As you keep doing it, you'll get much faster at the process. We make a chain stitch for height here, and here I finish the height of the piece. I'm going to leave it this length. As you keep working, keep measuring the piece on the bag to see how long you want it. So here, I'm going to measure it here, and I'm going to place the clasp here. So I think this length is perfect now to finish it off. Look, here we have a turning chain. We're going to pass the needle under the entire chain and under the strand that's down here. And we make a single crochet under the next chain, and the strand that's right underneath, we make a single crochet under the next one. See, it's the whole chain and the strand that's on the bottom. Here on this side. We place it here. And we're going to hide this one underneath the stitches. Let's go here under this little bump. We pass it up here and hide it under the stitches. Now we have the piece ready. We worked a total of 28 rows. How are you going to identify them? Are you going to start counting? The ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And the last row of single crochet would be number 28. I'm going to give you the measurements for the length. It ended up being 14 centimeters wide and 3.5 centimeters. We're going to do the same process we used for the handle for the clasp, in the same way. The handle for the bag, look, it's exactly the same width. It has the same measurement. The only thing that changes is the height, and this one is 29 centimeters long if you want it longer. Continue working the rows with double single crochet until you reach the desired height. The initial process, what I did was hide the yarn, just like we did on this side. And to finish, you're going to do the same process we did on the handle. Place yourself here at the last stitch. Make a chain stitch and then pass the needle under the entire chain. And from the yarn that's underneath, yarn over and make a single crochet. Insert under the next chain and the yarn that's underneath. In the next one, here in the last one, go under the whole chain and see that the yarn is underneath. Make the stitch, pull the yarn through, and hide it here in the back. Just like we did before, we finished the handle, I finished hiding the yarn ends, and I'm going to give you the measurements for the length. It ended up being 30 centimeters long and 3.5 centimeters wide. We're going to attach the rings now. To get the handle ready, we place them here on the chains. Look, the stitches are at the top. We take the ring and pass it under those stitches. Here we're going from the side, passing under each stitch. Here, in the last one. Look, kind of in the back. Here on this side, we position ourselves where these strands are, and on top are the stitches, underneath those stitches. Here we're going to pass the ring through. We arrange it very well, and look how the handle turned out. We set it aside on this side. Now we're going to attach the clasp. We remove the top part. Here, look, we have little teeth. We open it a little bit. And we're going to move over here, where we finished with the single crochets. Here, arranging it very well, you can use a little spatula to help yourself here. Look how it fits perfectly. Now look, the handle went in completely here. We arranged it very well. Now let's close the clasp. We're going to take a small piece of fabric, place it on top so we don't scratch it, and with the help of a tool, we're going to tighten it a little here. We've finished tightening the clasp. Check that it is well placed, and also make sure that this part fits very well. Look, here it fits perfectly. Now let's place it on our bag. Here you can use either side as the right side. See that both sides turned out the same. So you position this part at the height where you want to place it. The clasp fits in very well. And on this side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 chains. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here on the 9th one. And here on this side, we place it in the center and we will be sewing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On round number 7, we place something here to mark it with the help of a yarn needle. We are going to sew here. We place the piece, pass the needle through the stitch here and over here on the handle. Here, the next stitch. We do it here and here in the next one, and we go right here below the last point and here on this side. We've finished the stitching. Let's take the thread to the back, arrange it nicely. Look how it turned out. Now let's hide the thread underneath the stitches. Here, we're going to make a little knot. We secure it there and keep hiding it. Underneath the stitches, we cut it, and underneath we put a little drop of silicone to keep the thread from coming out. Later on, we'll attach this part of the clasp. Here, and we place it here on this side, we center the bag very well. We remove the marker, and without stretching too much, we're going to go through here. Here, we take out the little legs on this side. We check that it's well positioned. Look, it's good. Now, let's tighten the little legs well. Here we use pliers to help us. We arrange the bag very well. Now we're going to attach the handle. We arrange it very well, and we're going to do it here. 1, 2 in the second stitch on this side. Here in the second stitch under the chain. Let's make sure it also appears in the second stitch on this side. We've already completed the whole process of the bag. Let me show you the result. Look how beautiful it is. It's a very elegant bag with an excellent finish and some gorgeous details. Look at how the pleats turned out. This gives the handle a different and unique touch. Look how pretty the clasp is. Look at how the stitching turned out on the back and how the pleat looks. The base turned out very firm and structured. And let me show you how spacious the bag is inside. Look. If you're interested in adding a lining, I'll leave the step-by-step instructions on how to do the whole process in the video description. The bag ended up weighing 430 grams with the hardware, and I used 400 grams of material. The bag ended up measuring 20 centimeters in height, 19 centimeters wide at the top, 22 centimeters at the base, and 33 centimeters in height with the handle. You can also work on this project with whatever material you have available. Try to use a lightweight material with a strand no thicker than 2.5 centimeters so that the bag doesn't end up too heavy. You can also adapt it to any type of cord. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I hope you enjoyed the whole process and that you put it into practice. See you in the next class. God bless you. Bye.